Okay, so welcome everybody to the ultimate liver cleanse. So this is a picture of me. I'm Isabel Joanna, and I'm a health transformation therapist specialized in nutrition, personalized nutrition, and lifestyle medicine. And this is just a picture of me holding the liver rescue smoothie, which you'll learn about in a moment. Okay, so quick overview. I'm going to briefly talk about the background of the 369 cleanse, as it's known, give a little bit of scientific explanation, and then the main part of the masterclass will be on how to prepare for the liver cleanse. Okay, so the originator of this liver cleanse is Anthony William. Anthony William is also known as the medical medium. He is an ordinary guy with a special gift. Since the age of 4, he's heard what he says is the voice of the spirit of compassion. So compassion says it's a living word, the living word compassion, and that it's the closest word to God, which is also a living word. He says it's the or he, she, it says it's the living word love, but not love as we know it on earth, unconditional love for all beings. Okay, and Spirit of Compassion provides Anthony with advanced information about people's health and how to heal that he says is decades ahead of science and research. So it's very interesting cleanse that he does. So the benefits of these cleanses, now I've highlighted in pink benefits that I've personally experienced. I've done the cleanse now 7 times. Increased energy, a feeling of relief. I found I get that when I start cutting out fats from the diet. So it's it's called 369 because it's a 9-day cleanse, but done in sort of groups of 3 days. Also, much clearer skin, more youthful looking skin, weight loss. It can assist people who want to lose weight and are struggling, because often the key is the liver, because the liver helps process fats. I found it's greatly helped my ability to balance blood sugar. So that's something that I've had for over 20 years. And I found every time I do the cleanse, it just gets better and better. And now I can eat. I don't have to eat between meals, whereas before I used to have to have food, you know, always nearby. Improved circulation, so that's just what I noticed in my last cleanse, and better digestion. It's also one of the keys for longevity, your liver health, and for general well-being, linked to numerous other conditions, and Anthony mentions a few of them here: eczema, psoriasis, diabetes, strep, acne, gout, bloating, gallstones, adrenal stress, fatigue, fatty liver, weight issues, SIBO, and autoimmune disease. Okay, a bit of the scientific explanation. So basically, the liver detoxes in 2 main phases, although there's arguably like a 3rd phase, which is basically the elimination phase. So first of all, it detoxes fat-soluble toxins, and that's known as phase 1. So once phase 1 is completed, and these are just some fancy scientific names to sort of explain different processes that are going on. Once phase 1 is completed, it can then do phase 2, which is the water-soluble waste. And here, there's various processes that go on. Certain nutrients help this, in particular vitamin C. So towards the end of the cleanse, there's fruits that are high in vitamin C. This other thing called glutathione. So there's plenty of cruciferous vegetables, such as asparagus and Brussels sprouts, or especially those two, that help this phase. And then the waste products are eliminated via urine, bile, so from your gallbladder, bile, and in feces. Okay, so certain detoxification activities are more pronounced during the night time, and this helps to explain why the detox starts sort of in the morning with drinking lemon juice in water to help eliminate more of these toxins, and also why we initially avoid fats during the daytime. Furthermore, sudden fasts, such as water fasts, without proper preparation can actually be harmful for your health. So this liver detox goes in, gradual stages. It's a very gentle detox, and you only do as many days as you feel, comfortable in yourself doing. And yes, as I mentioned before, the stages in the diet are linked to the different phases in the liver detox. So we'll just look a bit about sort of staving off, sort of staying away from phase 1 for the beginning 3 days until the evening, to allow more of phase 2 and the elimination phase, getting rid of the toxins, to take place. So we'll be doing that in one moment. So anyway, before we get to the liver detox, a little bit on how to do it. So the key is to be prepared. So plan in advance when to start. I suggest starting on a Saturday if you work Monday to Friday. This is because it's a 9-day detox, and that way you can have the last 2 days, which are the days with a kind of lower calorie intake at the weekend, away from sort of work, and you're advised not to go to the gym, have wild parties, etc. Save that for afterwards. So plan in advance which day to start on, and shop the day before. So I'm going to be providing you a shopping list on an info sheet that I put together, so I'll show you that a little bit later. And you'll need to add any additional items for days 1 to 3, as you'll see in a moment. So 1 to 3 is a little bit more flexible than the other days. And I recommend shopping every 3 days, just to see, how you get on with the detox. Okay, buy any additional supplements online. So these are the 2 supplements that I suggest. They can actually be bought fresh, but they're very difficult to find. So this is pink dragon fruit, or pink pitaya, and you have to be lucky that the dragon fruit that you open is pink inside. So when I first did it, I managed to get some pink dragon fruit, but after that, I was never able to find pink dragon fruit. They're always white, and they're very expensive. So this packet, it's about a tenner or something around that price. Does the trick for what you need it for. And then blueberry powder. So you just need 1 of these compared to 5 of the frozen wild blueberries. So I haven't seen wild blueberries because they have to be wild. It's something about the fact that they have like 2,000 years of knowledge in them that makes them particularly special. And yeah, just to say, it is actually a lot tastier with the wild blueberries, but you'll need, if it's 300-gram pack, you'll need 5 of these, or about 4 of I think there's a 450-gram pack available on Ocado too. But yeah, so it does taste better, but what I do is I just use the dried blueberry powder and add in a few ordinary blueberries just to add a little bit more flavor. So that is, those two are for the liver detox smoothie. And then kitchen equipment. So masticating juicer and sieve. So there are two options. Either go for, this is the ideal, okay? But you may not have those or want to, buy this equipment. Masticating juicer, an ordinary centrifugal juicer is not good for celery. Basically, it gets too clogged up and oxidizes. You can use it, but it's not ideal. So that is another option. Again, you will need the sieve to make sure you get out all the fiber, because this is a herbal tincture, celery juice. And yeah, the alternative is NutriBullet and a nut bag or a high-speed blender, the type that can crack ice. So I'll show you in a moment how to do it with a little video. But yeah, so if you do that, it's a little bit more work. This is how I did it when I first did the liver cleanse. So yeah, which is okay. It's a little bit more work, good for wrist grip strength. But on the last 2 days, you may find yourself getting a little bit tired doing this. So that's just about that. But yeah, so masticating juice, or you could ask around if you have a friend who might be able to blend you one. That's another good option. Okay, so the first 3 days. So menu and guidelines. Guidelines are on the next in another couple of slides. So upon waking, 16 ounces of lemon or lime water. If you can't tolerate lemon or lime, you can just have plain water or ginger water, which is water just made with ginger. Again, the recipe is on the info sheet. So they're more or less the same. So then the morning you can actually skip totally if you want. 16 ounces of celery juice after waiting 15 to 30 minutes. And then breakfast within the guidelines. So it's like a 0-fat breakfast. So I recommend fruit smoothie, fruit salad. It's kind of the easiest, or you can go for gluten-free oats with, a little bit of fruit, bananas, something chopped into it, without any kind of milk or plant-based milk add to it, as most of them have fat in them. You can, of course, make your own kind of plant-based milk, if you want to blend up some gluten-free oats, or you can, actually, they don't have to be gluten-free. I just remembered now, they don't have to be gluten-free. Oats are extremely low in gluten anyway, generally. Or you can blend up, like a quarter banana and a little bit of water, and that kind of makes a little banana-y milk. And then lunchtime meal of your choice within the guidelines. So yeah, the guidelines are basically no gluten, dairy, soya, protein, fat, and a number of other things. I'll sort of run through them in a moment. And incorporating some steamed zucchini or courgette and some summer squash or pumpkin. So that could be like a little curry. It could be made without any fat. So vegetable curry, with potatoes. It could be a soup. It could be a stew, or it could be, kind of like a mix with millet, which is another grain, which I'll have some information on it on the info sheet, and you can make a little kind of, you can cook it basically like rice with some vegetables in. Then mid-afternoon, you have 1 to 2 apples with 1 to 2 dates. So I recommend medjool dates, as they're not glazed with oil and they're nice and soft and tasty. So celery juice. So you can see how to make it on this link. I'll share that in the info sheet. Alternatives to celery juice. So celery juice is excellent for blood sugar balance, and there's been a number of studies showing its what they call hypoglycemic properties, so lowering blood sugar properties. And alternatives are cucumber juice. So if you can't tolerate celery juice is the number one, because as Anthony Williams says, it's the miracle medicine of our time. It does so many different activities, detoxing, really important, killing viruses that, you know, hang out in the liver by destroying the outside of their body, basically. And then, okay, so if you can't tolerate celery, go to cucumber. So cucumber, excellent for your skin, but doesn't have all the properties of celery juice. However, it's good for blood sugar balance. So this is one of the reasons why it's been mentioned there. And then if you can't do cucumber juice, lemon, ginger, and honey water. Okay, so dinner time. So dinner time meal of your choice within the guidelines. So the guidelines are basically, so reducing normal consumption of radical fats, nuts, seeds, oils, olives, coconut, avocado, animal proteins, etc. by 50%. You already do that by cutting them out at lunchtime, so you don't eat them. And it says also skip beans. So lentils, okay, but not beans. Avoid these foods: eggs, dairy, gluten, soft drinks, salt and seasonings, pork, corn, oils, soya, lamb, tuna, and other fish and seafood. Vinegar, caffeine, and grains, except for millet and oats, which are okay on days 1 to 2. Alcohol, obviously, it's liver detox. Natural artificial flavors, fermented foods, nutritional yeast, citric acid, monosodium glutamate, aspartame, other artificial sweeteners, formaldehyde, and preservatives. So basically, the easiest thing is just to make things from scratch and to have the evening meals, which are, you know, the carbohydrate is based on, so you could have meat here and then have you know, potatoes, pumpkin, you could even have plantain or millet, you know, with that, or sweet potato. Yeah, so he says, if you enjoy animal products, stick to 1 serving per day of lean, organic, free range, or wild meat, fowl, or fish. He says those fish are okay. And these are just for the first 3 days. And then focus on bringing more fruits, vegetables, and leafy greens in every day. Cook vegetables by steaming or adding them to soups and stews. Avoid baked and roasted foods for all 9 days. Okay, so, and yeah, eat the portions that are right for you. Scale back if you're overly full. And lastly, but not least, stay hydrated by drinking about 1 litre of water during the day, in between your morning and evening lemon or lime water. So that's in addition, and that's to help, you know, with the toxin elimination process. So in the evening, if you're still hungry, and I recommend you wait an hour or two after dinner, have you can have apple or apple sauce, which is simply the raw apple kind of blended up with the date. And then more importantly, have the 16 ounces, which is about 4/5 of a pint of lemon or lime water. So that's up to half a lemon squeezed in 4/5 of a pint of water, thereabouts. And hibiscus, lemon balm, or chaga tea. I usually go for lemon balm. And he recommends, if you use tea bags, to use 2 tea bags so you get the strength high enough for it to help with the detoxification process. Okay, and then very briefly, the 6 and then the 9. So the 6 are days 4 to 6. So upon waking, again, we're on the lemon or lime water. Then, and at this point, it is a good idea, if you can, to bring in the celery juice. But, again, you could miss out this if you're not, hungry. So having the celery juice, then, between all drinks, he recommends you wait 15 to 13 minutes. So important with the celery juice is if you make it with a masticating filter, juicer or, a centrifugal juicer, is to sieve it again so you get away all the fiber. So that's something, you might easily miss out because it looks like it's, pure juice, but it's still got bits in, and it's more effective if it can go, straight in as a total liquid. And then after that, the liver rescue smoothie. So that's what I featured in the picture here. So that's really just, it's a couple of bananas, 2 tablespoons of the the pink dragon fruit powder, and 2 tablespoons of the wild blueberry powder. And you, as I said, you can add in some ordinary blueberries, or if you can get a hold of the wild ones, yeah, great. Then lunchtime, steamed asparagus. So really working on phase 2 of the liver detoxification process, and liver rescue salad. Now, I thought I did put in a picture. Oh yes, I've got a picture coming up of it. So that's more or less the same for all 3 days. Here they add in Brussels sprouts, but you can alternate them. And in the info sheet, I provide some alternatives that are considered acceptable, if you can't tolerate certain foods. Mid-afternoon, so at least 1 to 2 apples. Now, these should be red apples. Red because there's something about the red pigment that helps the liver detox better. With 1 to 3 dates or substitution, plus celery sticks. And lastly, dinner. So steamed asparagus with liver rescue salad. So this is quite good in the sense that at lunchtime, you can just make up a salad for dinner at the same time, or vice versa. For dinner, you can make up the salad for lunch. Okay, and there's a picture of one example of how you can do the liver rescue salad. So it's basically up to 8 cups of leafy green salad vegetables. So you can put in spinach, lamb's lettuce, rocket, ordinary lettuce, etc. And then there are various salad vegetables, like I've put in radish and cucumber here. There's probably a little bit of celery as well, and then you can add a fruit. So I've put in some mango here, which kind of adds an extra, taste sensation. And he provides some, tasty dressings without fat in them. This one I used was lemon, honey, ginger, and garlic, and add a little bit of water or apple juice to that as well. And this item here, so this is a sort of a kind of laminating cutter. So this is, I just found really useful because while you're doing the detox, and it's useful anyway, always use it for making salads, really quick way to chop up vegetables. So yeah, especially useful during the detox as you're feeling a bit more tired. And then last of all, days 7 to 9, which are featured in the info sheet, so you can look at it there. Main difference is sort of here we have on the end of day 7 we have extra, well, he's put butternut squash noodles, but you can have potatoes or pumpkin or sweet potatoes here. So you kind of load up to have more energy for the last 2 days, because here we go like totally raw. And then the last day is juices or kind of smoothies only. And these are, smoothies that are very rich in vitamin C, because that's also a really important nutrient for the phase 2 of liver detoxification. Okay, and these are my references. And yeah, just a little bit about me. So I give one-to-one consultations on personalized nutrition and lifestyle medicine. I have a master's in personalized nutrition and a bachelor's in nutritional therapy, and I'm a member of the British Association of Nutritional Therapists. Soon I'll be organizing Blue Zone retreats. So Blue Zones are areas in the world where people live the longest. And this is how you can contact me, or Instagram, The Secret to Being Well. Okay.